So I'm making this video not so much for the viewer, for you guys, but for myself, for my future self, for my 50-year-old self. So 50-year-old self, if you're watching this, then I really hope you're still beating your son at golf. So it is currently December 30th, 2025, and I started this year here with right around 86 subscribers. I took the screenshot on my phone from January 6th and I had 86 subscribers. Today, we're up to 139 subscribers. So I didn't really prioritize my YouTube channel this year. I really didn't prioritize a whole lot that I should have prioritized this year, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. So gained right around 50, a little bit over 50 subscribers. So not too hateful there. That was nice. And then, hey, what else? We shot 65 today or this year. That's our best yet. Previous low was 68. Yeah, 65. It was par 70, 6,000 yards from the tips, whatever. Still pretty impressive. Bogey. We got Bogey, my dog. Little bundle of joy here. This little astronaut looking guy, traffic cone looking dude. So that's pretty cool. Won intramural work league basketball championship. So not sure. I'm talking my old self here. Not sure if you're still working. Hopefully not. But this was a memorable time. Remember when you could hoop? I hope you still can. Anywho, now let's get down to the business. What is this YouTube channel about? It's about documenting the process, showing the journey of just how my business has gone, right? This whole future path AI thing that you kind of put off from time to time, actually most of the time. And that's kind of why we're here today in the position that we are, making $0. As you can see here, this is a screenshot I took just before I shot this video. So 1 year, in the last year, what have we made? Zero. We've made Zippo. How many people have told us that they want to have services provided for them, but really just have kind of ghosted you after that? That'd be about three. And so currently still working on bringing at least one of those guys back at the moment, but maybe it's the holiday season, maybe they're just waiting till first thing next year. So that's what's the word I'm looking for? That's positive thinking. That's pretty ambitious, but that's what we're going into 2026 with. So I got this journal right here. You can call it a diary. I'm okay with that. And I really just kind of write whatever I want, which I guess is the definition of a diary. But a lot of stuff I write is about the business or just kind of how my days have gone, whatever it may be. I've been doing this for a few years now, usually right before I go to bed. As you can see here, I've got some of the entries I wrote at the very beginning of this year. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the one I wrote on January 1st. So this is the year of less. 2025 is the year of less. Less social media, less time away from God, less time spent on things that do not matter, less motion and less fear. Every year I want to do more of this or more of that, but it never works. I want to do a lot, but there is only so much time in a day. Doing less of all these things will free me up. I will never have more time, but I will be able to make more of it. Be intentional. Spend time doing what is worth doing. You may not see it now, but only action is better than that. Any action is better than no action. And so when I said motion up here, that comes from the book Atomic Habits. So if anybody has read this book right here, it's a really good one, and it talks about the difference of motion and action, saying how planning to do the thing isn't doing the thing, talking about doing the thing isn't doing the thing, telling everybody, you know what I'm saying? Motion, it's all fake. It's all stuff that makes you feel good, but it doesn't actually get you closer to the end result. And so that's why I really wanted to prioritize action this year, and I didn't. I didn't prioritize it. And so that is why we're making this video here today, to look back on this and make sure this doesn't happen again. I'm not going to read the other three entries here. You may have already read them, or feel free to pause and read them as well. But yes, so something to look back on here. Next, what went well this year? Well, number one, I grew in my faith. I've been reading my Bible pretty much every day, doing my devotional, going to church on Sundays. So can't exactly say that about years past. So really proud of myself in that regard. So next, what do we have? So we have much less anxious. Yes, I went through a phase just last year and even the year before that where I was waking up in the middle of the night just with that like tightness in my stomach of just work related stuff, life related stuff, whatever it may be, and I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep. I really haven't had that this year, and I think a lot of this growing in my faith has a lot to do with that, to be quite honest with you. So, really proud of myself in that regard as well. Next, I work an 8 to 5 job. As you saw, I have not made any money with my side business at this point, and so it's nice that I got a couple raises in my 8 to 5 job, working at this company called Worthington Steel as an inside sales rep there. So it's been good. I work with a lot of really good people, have a great boss, and yeah, nothing much to say there other than that. And then also, I got a school community. I don't know if you know this, I got a school community. I've got 41 members in there as we speak, and I will leave that link down below if you want to check it out. It's completely free. It's just me documenting this journey in a sense. Post a little bit more frequently there as I don't have to upload a whole YouTube video in order to do it. I can just make a post. So yeah, happy about that. All right, so what didn't go well? Well, we've kind of gone over a good bit of that, but number one, Future Path AI. So that is the name of my side business. That is what has just not gone well. I really just have failure to launch. That's the best way to describe this whole thing, as failure to launch. I saw a little over 2 years ago that I got the domain name for Future Path AI, and that I first created the logo and got all that stuff together. And here we are. Same place where we started. A lot of changes, a lot of questioning, a lot of motion, as I mentioned, but not a lot of action, not a lot of results. And so that's been a bit unfortunate for this year. Next, way too much time on social media. Way too much time on social media. I've been spending about 4 hours a day on my phone, 4 to 4.5. A lot of it's been YouTube and Instagram, just watching crap, just brain rot type stuff that, I mean, it's just not going to matter. It doesn't matter now. It's not going to matter when I'm 50. All this stuff on social media is just toxic, and I know it is, but I still watch it. It's like the food that you eat is crap. That cookie you pick up. That sour candy you like. The ingredients in that aren't natural. How to get that rainbow color? It's crap, but you eat it anyway. Social media. It's junk, but you watch it anyway. What are you doing? Delete it. Get rid of it. That's the only way. It's the only way. So I'm really, again, talking to myself here more so than anybody else. But really for anybody out there, social media, if you're not using it intentionally, I think that's the key, using it intentionally, then just get off of it. And the last thing that did not go well this year was working out consistently. So I don't know if you can tell, probably can't right there, but not too much to show for. And really my main goal hasn't been so much to look like a bodybuilder by any means, but to gain speed, to hit the golf ball further. That's kind of my thing. I want to be better in that regard, kind of with mobility. Yes, strength, but mostly mobility. So lots of kettlebell exercises, and didn't really do that. I did run a 5K. I'm happy about that. I did run a 5K where I beat my third grade time of 33 minutes. I ran this one in just over 30 minutes. So that went well. I could add that to the list of things that went well, but working out consistently, just having kind of a good plan in place, a good routine. Yeah, that's something that needs to happen in 2026. So speaking of 2026, I went to ChatGPT, where everybody in our generation goes these days, and said, knowing everything you know about me, what should my goals for 2026 be? Make a list from most important to least important. Only provide a list, nothing else. So I feed ChatGPT a lot about me, unfortunately. I probably shouldn't do that. There's probably somebody else on the other end of it. But it knows a lot about me. So it's able to help me out in ways that most people could not, right? With all this background info that I have fed it over the last probably couple of years now. So let's show what it suggested. It gave me a lot here. So I am not going to read all of them as they are ambitious, for one, yes, but I like it. And two, there are just a lot of them here. So I circled and read a few of them that I kind of want to prioritize. So, number one here is build $15,000 in recurring revenue. That would far surpass my yearly income. So I think just replacing my 8 to 5 job, that income with my side income, I think that would be a great goal. Build a simple sales machine. So book calls, demos, close, onboarding, all that. Increase golf speed, as I just mentioned. I think that would be sick. I just hit 174 ball speed. I know none of you care about that, but I'm trying to get to 180. Again, ambitious, but I like it. That's what we're shooting for. Strengthen marriage leadership by protecting mornings, evenings, and Sundays as sacred time. This is definitely a priority of mine in this upcoming year. Then establish a personal rule of life centered around on scripture, discipline, and stewardship rather than hustle. So I think we've all got caught up, maybe just me, but I assume everybody has been caught up in this hustle culture, right? Everyone you see on Instagram talking about motivation and, you know, waking up at 5 a.m. and not prioritizing your sleep, going to bed at 1 a.m. and all this stuff, right? It all sounds good. And we even get ourselves going with that stuff. Like, yeah, it's right. Like, I want to stand out. I gotta be different. I can't be like everybody else. And this is how I'm going to do it. Well, there's steps to that. So, all right, well, kind of lost my train of thought there. I'm getting fit for some irons this week and just got a call about that. 7:30 at night. But anyway, last thing on the list here, reduce digital noise by eliminating tools, fees, and tasks that do not directly move revenue, health, or faith. So these three things, not in this order, but are my top priorities of 2026. They really were of 2025. And so really going to have to change some things around in order to actually follow through with this. Again, I think it goes back to getting rid of more and having less stuff be important to me, right? Less stuff occupy my time. Just have these three things as my priorities and nothing else. And being really disciplined in that. So yeah, I think this is this is all I have for this video. This year it's been a good year. It's been a good year, not for the business, but life in general. I think I've had some good vacations with my family, with my wife's family, got a dog, obviously. Had some good things as I covered in this video, and a lot more room for improvement in 2026. I'm not gonna make this claim of 2026. This is the year. This is the year I'm really doing it. This is the year. No, we're just gonna create a system, get in good habits, get rid of what's not working, right? And double down on what is. So I appreciate you watching it this far if you have. And again, 50-year-old Austin, if you're watching this, then I really hope things have panned out for you. So anyway, we will see you next year.